Welcome to your practice. My name's Sophie, and today we are going to do a full body deep stretch session and some breathing as well. So, perfect to calm the nervous system and feel nice and relaxed at any time of the day. We're going to get started in a seated position. You can come cross legged or you can go into Vajrasana with your knees tucked, just like how I was. Sit tall, soften the shoulders. Close the eyes. Let your hands rest down on your knees or your thighs. Begin to notice your breath. Notice the quality of your breath. Notice the quality of you right now. No judgment. No judgment for being human. Just allow in whatever comes. Bring your awareness to the belly. And as you inhale, feel the belly expand. As you exhale, the navel draws in. Inhale, there's a sense of expansion. Exhale, a sense of arrival into yourself. Inhale, expansion. Exhale, here I am. Take another few deep breaths. And bring your chin down to your chest. Tilt your head to the right. If you want to, you can put your right hand on top of your head and gently traction down and to the side. But be very gentle and aware of your body. And release your hand if you have it. Bring your chin back to your chest. Pause. So your spine is long, but your chin is down. And tilt your head to the left. Option to take your left hand and bring it onto the top and side of the head and gently traction down. And the breath is still moving in and out, nice and slow and long. Release your hand down, bring your chin back down to your chest. Bring your head all the way up and tilt your right ear towards your right shoulder. And take your left arm out and down, just so you can create some traction on the neck a little bit more. Put your left hand back onto your knee. Bring your head back to center and tilt your left ear towards your left shoulder. Smooth breaths. Take your right arm out. Bring your hand down and your head back up and look all the way to the right. Bring your head back to center. Look all the way to the left. So now we're rotating the neck. Bring your head back to center. Lastly, imagine your head is against a wall. Push your head to the wall so it's like you're making a double chin. And then look up to the sky or to the ceiling. And bring your head back down. Let's do that 2 more times. Head back, look up, hold, and bring the head back. Again, head back and look up. And bring your head back to center. and make your way into tabletop. Tuck your toes. Come up onto your fingertips and walk your hands back and sit back on your heels. So toes pose. See if you can take your toes a little bit wider. And take your arms out wide. Reach the arms all the way up. And grab onto your elbows. Lift up and out of your torso. And start to lean back from the upper back. Create a back bend. Breathe through the openness of the front body, the chest, the belly, the neck. One more breath. Reach your arms up. Release your hands down and arrive into table and untuck your toes. Plant down through your left hand and reach your right arm all the way up. And take your right arm into big circles, starting by going back behind you, down, around, and up. 2 more times like that. One more time. Reach the arm all the way up. Now bring the right fingertips behind the head. And bring the right elbow to the left wrist, kind of like you're threading the needle, but then lift right back up. Again, elbow to wrist. Lift it back up. One more time. Down. And lift. Now reach your right arm up. And thread the needle this time, all the way underneath. Right shoulder down. Left arm reaches forward. And you can stay there, or you can plant your left hand and extend your left leg back. Once your leg is extended, you might take your left fingertips forward again. So we're putting more pressure into the right shoulder to create more of a twist. We're stretching into the back of the right shoulder. If your leg is extended, put your knee down, plant your left hand, reach your right arm all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, put your right hand back down. Now lift your left arm up. And big circles. Arm goes back, down, around, and up. 2 more times. Last time. Arm goes all the way up. And bring the fingertips behind the head. Inhale. Exhale, left elbow to right wrist. Inhale, open it back up. Exhale, elbow to wrist. Again, inhale. Exhale, close it off. Inhale, open. Reach your left arm up. And weave your left arm through to the right. Set your left shoulder down, crawl your right fingertips forward. Totally cool to stay here. Or extend your right leg straight back. It's just you and your breath and your body, nothing else to worry about in this moment. The more present you can become in your practice, the better it will serve you. And set your knee down. Plant down through your right hand. Lift your left arm all the way up. And bring your left hand down to the ground. Walk your hands forward for puppy pose. You can stay on your palms or your fingertips, whatever feels good. You can put your chin down or you can put your forehead down. Wrap your arms towards each other slightly, knit the ribs in, and drop your chest down. Focus on the area right between your shoulder blades. 2 more breaths. Rise up into table. Round your spine for cat. The chin comes into your chest. Stay here in cat. Take side bends, right shoulder to right hip, left shoulder to left hip. And move your neck with it. Your neck is part of your spine. Move it all together. Side to side. Then return back to neutral spine. Tuck your toes and lift your knees and hips for downward facing dog. And lift your heels really high. Inhale. Exhale, drop them all the way down as far as they can go. Inhale, lift them up high. Exhale, drop them down. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. Then find something in between that. Heels slightly lifted, knees bent, tailbone up to the sky. Walk your hands to the back of the mat. And grab onto your elbows for ragdoll. So slight bend of the knees. The feet are wider than your hips, maybe as wide as your mat. And start to rock side to side. Maybe you bounce a little bit too. Switch the grip of your elbow so the other arm is in front. And then release your hands down. Walk your hands back to down dog. Then lift your right leg all the way up. Square your hips. Draw your left hip back. See if you can drop your right hip a little bit more. That should allow you to feel a big stretch in the outer left leg. The more you take your left hip back towards the back of the mat. And step your right foot outside of your right hand. And rock front to back for a moment here in lizard. Then set the back knee down, come up onto your fingertips, and open up your heart. Shoulders back. Untuck your back toes. Inhale. Exhale, straighten the right leg and fold. Let's do that a few more times before we stay. Inhale, shift, open the heart. Exhale, straighten and fold. Inhale, shift forward and open. Exhale, straighten, fold. Stay here. Slide your right heel forward an inch or so. Draw the right pinky toes back a little bit more. Plant your left hand down and reach the right arm up. Get a little more expansion through the arms. Then bring your hands down to the ground. Bend your right knee back into low lunge. Or into lizard lunge. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and walk your hands over to the left side for a wide-legged fold. First, lengthen the spine, toes in, heels out, and then fold forward. And walk your hands back behind you or in front of you. Any variation that you want to do here is good. Right now I'm walking my hands back behind me. Press into the outer edges of your feet. And press into your big toes at the same time. Engage your glutes and lift them up to the sky. Bring your hands back under your shoulders, lift up halfway. And bend your left knee into side lunge and press into the outer edge of your right foot. And just stay right here and breathe as you stretch into the inner right leg. Two more breaths. Now walk your hands to the front of the mat for low lunge. Set your back knee down and put your hands onto your front thigh. And shift your hips all the way forward as much as you can, like you're sinking a little too far into the hips. And then lift out of that an inch or two as you squeeze in at the same time. Reach your arms up. Grab onto your left wrist and take a side bend to the right. Knit the ribs in as you're side bending. Spread the toes on the right foot. Rise back up to center. Extend your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, hands down to the ground. And lift your back knee. Step back to downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. Keep the leg straight. Draw the right hip back a lot. Breathe into the outer right leg. And step your foot outside of your left hand and take a moment to shift front to back. Then set the back knee down, untuck the back toes, come up onto your fingertips, and open up your chest, shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, straight. Again, inhale. Exhale. Stay here. Slide the left heel forward an inch or two. Draw the left hip back. Keep a lengthening of the spine as if you're doing a little bit of a back bend between your shoulder blades. Plant the right hand down. Lift your left arm up. Breath is steady and even. The mind is focused on the here and now. Inhale. Exhale, put your hands down to the ground. Bend your left knee. Bend your right, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and walk your hands over to the right side for a wide-legged fold. So line up the heels and turn the toes slightly in and lengthen. Fold forward and grab onto your ankles this time, or any other variation that feels good. Two more breaths. Rise back up onto your hands. Lift up halfway, bend your right knee into a side lunge. Press into the outer edge of your right foot, or of your left foot, Now, front of the mat, low lunge, pivot, turn, face forward, put your back knee down, put your hands onto your front thigh. Press your hips all the way forward, and then draw it back in and up a little bit. Engage your core. Reach your arms up. Grab onto your right wrist. Go up and over to the left. We're lighting up the whole right side body from the armpit down to the hip. Come back to center. Reach the arms up. Bring your hands down to the ground. Lift your back knee and step back to down dog. Set your knees down onto the ground. Tuck your toes. Come up onto your fingertips and slide your hands back. So sit back on your heels like we did in toes pose in the beginning, but this time lift your knees and bring your forehead towards your knees and round and curl. So we get this lovely stretch along the whole back side of the body, from the neck all the way down to the heels. If you drop your heels here, you should feel a little stretch in the soleus and the lower calf muscles. And set your knees back down. Now, take your knees wide. We're going to come into Virasana. So come towards the middle of the mat, middle front. Take your knees wide, move your calves out to the side, and sit down in between your feet. Now, if this hurts your knees, then it's absolutely not worth it to do. So you can do something else that feels good for you. It's your home practice, so you do what you want. If this feels okay, stay here. And then you can do elephant walks on the bottoms of your feet by just pressing your palms into your feet. Give yourself a little massage. And if you want to go further, then you bring your hands down back behind you. And as you do that, you tuck your tailbone. So you want your thighs to kind of press upwards to protect your back as you go into this pose specifically. If you want to go further, you come onto your forearms. If you get here and you're like, now that hurts my knee, then just come back up. Then come all the way down onto your back if you want. There's been times where my knees don't like this at all, and there's times when it's okay. So just listen to your body and know that it's not permanent. Whatever you're feeling is not permanent. Things change. The body changes over time. And if you want to, you can grab onto your elbows. If you're on that is if you're on your back. Keep the tailbone tucked under as best you can. So in other words, you're engaging your ab muscles, your abdominals on the front. We'll start to make our way back up. So if you're on your back, first you come onto your elbows. If you're on your elbows, then rise back all the way onto your hands. And then bring your hands out in front of you, tuck your toes. Sit back on the heels again, just to stretch the ankles in the other direction. Now we'll come to a seat. And we'll take the legs all the way out in front of us and shake them out. Then cross your legs. If you need to sit on something to feel comfortable, then do that. We'll take the arms wide. Take the left arm underneath the right arm for eagle arms. Move your elbows forward and up. As long as your arms are wrapped, that's all that matters. They don't have to look a certain way. Then unwind your arms and take the right arm underneath the left arm. Pull the elbows forward and up a little bit more. Unwind your arms and release them down. Then take your feet out in front of you, just feet on the ground, knees bent, and bring your hands behind you, fingers facing forward. Then push your chest forward as if someone has a string attached to your chest and is pulling forward and up. At the same time, roll your shoulders back, bend your elbows slightly, and draw the elbows towards each other. Drop your head back slightly. Good. Now, keep all of that straight in the arms. Option to come up into reverse table. Lift your hips up. For 3, 2, 1, lower down to the ground. Now take your feet a little wider, sit upright, and drop your knees to the right. Take a moment here. You might feel a really nice stretch on the top of the left thigh. If you lean back slightly, you might feel it more. It's kind of experimental here in your body. And if you don't feel anything, that's okay. Now, if that feels really good and you want to stay, you're welcome to. Or walk your hands to the right, turn your torso to the right. You might scoot your hips back a little and bring your forearms all the way down to the ground. And maybe you bring your chest all the way down to the ground. And you can look to the left. For me, looking to the left is comfortable on my neck right now. You might look to the right as well. We'll take about 5 rounds of breath here. So settle in. For this pose, we're trying to soften everywhere. No effort, almost like a yin. This is a very yin style pose. We let go of all tension and all effort in the body. One more breath. Slowly start to rise back up onto the hands. Bring your knees back up and drop your knees to the left side. Start to turn. So, sorry, stay where you are. I forgot we did a little outer hip stretch. Stay here. And you might lean back a little bit. These are smaller muscles here on the outer part of the leg. So the stretch might not feel the same as some other stretches of the bigger muscles. Good. Then come back up. Either stay or walk your hands to the left and all the way around. You could put your forearms down. You could put your whole body down, but take your time. You can look either way. For a couple more breaths, really lean into that felt sense of surrender, of letting go. And start to rise back up onto your hand. Turn, bring the knees back up to center. And cross your legs here. And sit tall, or any other seated position. We're going to finish off with some breath work. We'll do alternate nostril breathing because it's a fabulous way to calm the nervous system. So you'll take your right hand out in front of you, and your peace fingers, your middle and index finger, you'll bring those down. Okay. Then you're closing off your nostrils with your right thumb and your right ring finger back and forth. So just have your hand in front of your face. Close your eyes if you'd like, and take a full breath in and breath out. Close your right nostril with your thumb and inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Close both nostrils. Close the left nostril and open through the right. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold both. Exhale out of the left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold both. Exhale right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going a few more times on your own. The next time you go to exhale, you'll release your hand down. Breathe in through both nostrils and out. Let your breath be soft and subtle, natural. Experience yourself in this moment. And bring your hands to your heart. Instead of palms together, place your palms right on top of your heart, one hand on top of the other. Smile and take a deep breath in with gratitude. Open mouth, exhale. And just say to yourself silently, thank you. Thank you.